Howdy, I am super happy right now because one of my favorite people that I've met since I started my cosplay coverage journey has been Electro Cosplay. Been a huge fan of her work. You do amazing stuff. I interviewed her twice. I love your work. I just love it.
Thank you.
And today you just did something huge. What is this? Please.
First of all, thank you. I'm very happy to find my favorite photographer at Anime NYC again. This is Anna Henrietta from The Witcher 3, from the Blood and Wine expansion. So it's very specific DLC costume right now.
So what made you want to cosplay this character in this version?
Well, first we have the same first name, so that's already easy. And she has a lot of different outfits. I decided to try something green this time. Maybe give some luck.
This is a lot of work, so we're going to have to go over this. How long did the entire project take you?
It took me 2 years to put it all together. It's my first time 3D printing pieces, so there was a big learning curve there. So everything from the jewelry, some of the pieces on the costume, the crown, the hairpin, the earrings, the ring, all of that it's 3D printed, 3D modeled, and 3D printed, hand painted. All of this gemstone work and pearls all the way down to the skirt is also hand stitched on, so it was a lot of labor of love to get it together.
Okay, so I obviously don't know much about this. I just know what I like, and I love this. But explain the details here. You have these poofy shoulders, these really intricate things. Explain this to me. What's going on?
So this is actually 5 different styles of sleeves put together.
Okay.
So you have like the bracer style here that's supposed to have the poofiness as if it's the shirt picking through. And then here we have some brown sleeves that are kind of tucked in. And then we have the puff sleeves with fabric that was actually extracted from the game for the files, and then I colored them in and then had the fabric custom made for this.
Okay.
And then, cap sleeves, poof sleeves on top of that. So 5 different sleeves. There's a total of 14 different fabrics on this.
Wow.
I don't even know how many little doodad pieces of pearls and gemstones anymore, but definitely on the thousands of them, all by hand.
So, okay, now you talked about this. It looks like you have this corset bodice thing going on. How did this go?
So it was a lot of hours of just coming home from work, starting to put pearls on things, stopping at 11 to then get ready for bed, sleep, repeat the same thing again and again for months. I actually have even more underneath this because you mentioned the corset. So I have a historical inspired corset underneath, a historically inspired chemise underneath, and I also have bloomers that go all the way down to my knees as well. So I'm very warm right now.
I love that you don't need all that underneath, but you're doing it just to be accurate. It's so amazing.
Exactly. So it's something that even the judges for the competition don't really get to see. But just, to know that I have all the pieces down and all the pieces that the character would be wearing, even if you can't see it, helps with feeling good for competition.
So you have a lot to be proud of here, but tell me some of your favorites.
Some of my favorites, other than the beadwork, are, the 3D printed parts. I did have a friend help me with the models, so we would be changing notes with each other and like test printing, and it took us more than a year to be able to put all the pieces together. But I'm really proud of the collaboration work that we did on it.
Awesome.
So Victoria, hi!
Do you know her cosplay name?
She doesn't have a cosplay name.
Ah, okay. Wow.
She doesn't work with cosplay. She works with 3D models for games and things like that.
Okay.
So she does environmental stuff, but for me, she made jewelry.
All right. What are some other things you want me to highlight here?
There's a lot of structure work.
Okay, so that's what helps keep everything shape?
Yeah, that's what helps keep everything in shape. Like, other than just the sleeves and having to pattern all those things individually, there's also the fact that these are multiple skirts put together. So there's the overskirt with the printed fabric, and then we have a transparent skirt, and then a lining skirt under that, and then the petticoat under that, and all of this is handmade too. And then you got all the way down to the pants. So it's a lot of structure and everything. It's down to like detail work.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you knocked this out. This looks amazing. I'm expecting you to win here. You're competing. What's the process like when you compete at Anime NYC?
The process is months before you got to send an application. You got to say what you're going to be wearing. You got to send pictures that you have. And since a lot of my work for this, for the months, was to actually just do beadwork and making the pattern, making the 3D files, I ended up getting waitlisted for the contest because they couldn't see enough being done on the costume. Yeah. But once you actually start putting everything together, it goes a lot faster. It's just that the small details like that take a long time to prepare. Okay. So they managed to get me in. So we're in. I already did the pre-judging. Just gonna do rehearsing in a few minutes. Very happy to have found my lucky rabbit because every time I run into him in the con, I win. The one time I did not, I didn't win. So I think it's his fault. So let's hope it rubs off on me again with the luck, and let's see how it goes.
Awesome. So after this, is there a next dream cosplay you're working towards?
Dream cosplay at the moment, no. Which is one of the reasons why I spent so much time to come out with something new, because I realized that I have reached every costume that I wanted to. So I'm actually to a point that I don't know what to pick next.
Now, can you think of like an old game that you grew up liking that you're like, you know what, maybe I would come back to this?
I would want to do some Final Fantasy.
Which one?
I was joking earlier seeing all the Clouds that I'm like, maybe I want to be Cloud at one point. But
big old sword and all
the
that?
big old sword and all that. But I was thinking maybe dress Cloud. Cloud when he was wearing a dress. So
I can see you doing that really well.
Yeah, so that way, I'm still in my realm, don't have big prop. And not that I don't do big props, but it makes life easier.
Yeah. All right, so where can we find you on social media?
You can find me at Electro Cosplay on Instagram, Facebook, and on X, even though I barely use it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank
Best
you.
of luck tonight.
Thank you so much.
All right.